Every freaking generation we get a boring, normal flying regional bird. The main issue with these regional birds is their move pool. Most Pokemon learn different types of moves to help deal with their weaknesses, not the case with the regional birds. They can't deal with other mons because they don't have coverage and therefore are walled easily. Mostly by rock and steel type Pokemon, but also by any other Pokemon they are not super effective against that can learn rock, ice or electric type moves. And trust me, there are plenty of those. The first regional bird was Pidgeot back in Kanto, and it was great. It was the first, it is cool looking, it had no one to compare it to, the steel type didn't exist, there weren't many rock type moves to worry about, and it is the only one with a mega evolution so far. It is my favorite of them all. But to be honest, when I replay any Kanto game, Pidgeot is not on my team anymore. Not because I have trained it too much, but because it's bad move pool syndrome. Then in Johto, we got Noctowl, a Pokemon that clearly deserved to be flying Psychic, but Satu and Lugia stole that spot from him. I mean, just look at that move pool. It learns more Psychic moves than Lugia itself. It has a way wider move pool now than back in Gold and Silver, but its stats don't let it shine. And this was when the Steel type was introduced, which didn't help Noctowl at all. Nevertheless, it was alright. Later on we went to Hoenn, where we met Swallow, who at least got a decent ability with Guts, but it is still suffering from the bad move pool syndrome. It has some use on the competitive side despite having low stats, since you could pair Guts with the Flame Orb to increase the damage output, but the thing is that most of the time you want these mons to help you through your journey. When we landed in Sinnoh, we met Staraptor, the most badass looking bird so far, and it was a great choice to have on your team despite being another normal flying, because it had access to close combat to take care of those pesky rock, ice and steel type Pokemon that it is weak against. It also has good abilities with Intimidate and Reckless, so it was a great mon to have on your team to complete your Sinnoh journey in competitive battles as well. Then in Unova they went backwards again, by not only making another normal flying bird with Unfezant, but by giving crappy move pools. They tried to give it something different with the gender variation, but that doesn't help in battle, does it? I even tried training one in a Pokemon Black playthrough, and I had to put it back in the box. It couldn't beat a thing. They finally decided to break the mold with Talonflame when we got to Kalos. It took 6 generations for them to break the freaking pattern. At long last we got a regional bird that is not normal flying. And despite the weaknesses this combination brings to the table, it was a great choice in the competitive scene thanks to its awesome hidden ability Gale Wings that gives priority to its flying type moves. Nobody complained. On the contrary, we were pretty happy about this change, unless you were on the losing side of the battle, of course. And then we went to Alola, and you would think they learned their lesson by now, but no. We got yet another normal flying regional bird. Sure, Tucano gets a cool move called Big Blast and its move pool is alright, but that's about it. I mean, why would they do this if nobody complained about Talonflame being flying fire instead of normal flying? People may have complained about its OP ability, but that's about it. And they even nerfed it. That means they do listen. So why would you make another freaking normal flying regional bird? Please Game Freak, for the love of Arceus, don't make Galar's regional bird yet another normal flying. Pretty please? I don't know if Corviknight is the regional bird since they always form part of an evolutionary line and Corviknight doesn't look like having one. It just reminds me of Skarmory. But if it is the regional bird, I have to admit that the steel flying is pretty cool. What types would you suggest the regional bird of Galar should be? Flying ground, flying ghost and flying ice sounds like cool choices without considering the super effective chart. Well, that's all for now. Don't forget to drink enough water, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss any of my videos. See ya!